Hello, Twins fans. Welcome back to another episode of From Lee to Limestone. I'm Matt Lenz with Twins Daily, and today I want to look at the Twins offense as a whole. So just kind of a timeline depending on when you're watching this. We just got done losing 2 out of 3 to the Cleveland Guardians at Progressive Field, a team that had come in losing 5 straight series. And to make matters worse, the Twins were held to 1 hit and 0 runs on Sunday afternoon, the rubber match against Cal Quantrill, a guy that isn't overly dominant for the most part. But this offense just has such a wide spectrum of results. Now, I didn't dive into every other offense in baseball, but this has to be one of the widest spectrums, if not the widest, in all of baseball. 16 of their first 35 games, they have been held to 3 runs or less. But then there's been a handful of times that they've scored double-digit runs or 9+ runs even. And so it ends up being a really frustrating result. Yes, we're on an 88 win pace. Yes, we're leading the division, the worst division in baseball. But it just leaves more to be desired. And so I wanted to take a look at what really is happening. We are scoring runs. We have the 12th most runs in baseball, but we're just really inconsistent. And I think it just comes down to the Twins have gone all in the all or nothing approach. They actually are right in the middle of the pack in walk rate. Oddly enough, they're right in the middle of the pack when it comes to sacrifice bunts. I just kind of, for fun, looked that up. They're second in baseball when it comes to OPS with runners in scoring position. That was surprising to me, just considering their woes with the bases loaded. I think they're batting $150, but they're actually doing really well with runners in scoring position. So then what's the issue? Because they're hitting the ball hard. They're 6th in baseball in barrel and hard hit rates. But what's going on? I mean, it just comes down to they're not making contact enough. They have the 3rd highest strikeout rate in baseball. Rates aside, they actually lead the league in strikeouts. They have one of the worst contact rates and highest swinging rates in baseball. So again, they're swinging a lot, but they're not making contact a lot. But here's the spectrum. When they do make contact, they hit the ball very hard. And that's what today's game is all about. Just hit the ball hard and good things will happen. And when the Twins do hit the ball hard, for the most part, good things do happen. And so that's where we just get this very wide spectrum. So what can the Twins do to kind of fix this? And that's hard to say with the approach that, Joey Gallo is a prime example. He's basically Miguel Sano, except he's supposed to be better, right? And he has been very good to this point. But in terms of his swing and miss, that's his game. We've gotten really good results out of Max Kepler, at least for me personally, way better than what I expected coming into the season. Buxton has been great. We definitely need more for Correa. But ultimately, again, what do we need to do for things to change? You can't just change your approach middle of the year. This is how this team was constructed. But I think that there are 3 key pieces that have returned or will be returning soon that could really kind of balance this offense out. Alex Kirilloff, he was actually the lone hit on Sunday. He also got on base with a walk earlier in the game. I think he is somebody that can really help this offense out. When he's been healthy, which because of that wrist has been rare, but when he's been healthy, he's been a very good, very strong hitter. So I'm really looking forward to him getting regular playing time at first base. I'm really looking forward to Gallo being the Gold Glove corner outfielder that he is now and not being used at first base as much. I think Kyle Farmer is another one who is close to returning. In fact, he should be back tomorrow, that he will help balance things out from a lineup perspective. We might see Miranda go down to St. Paul and Farmer take over the primary third base duties for the time being. But I think the biggest addition that we will have, hopefully within the next month or so, depending on how things go, Royce Lewis. He's set to start a rehab assignment on Thursday down at AA Wichita. He'll obviously then progress up to the Saints. And then it'll be time, about 20 days from now, it'll be time for him to either be optioned to St. Paul, kind of like Kirilloff was, or if things are going really well, I'd love to see him right with the Twins. I don't think he's one that should lose at-bats, major league at-bats, to even Kyle Farmer. So if he takes over the third base duties or becomes a utility, whatever it is. But I think Royce Lewis, Alex Kirilloff, and Kyle Farmer are kind of the 3 guys who could really balance this lineup out when it comes to the all or nothing nothing approach. And I think that might be what can kind of quote unquote fix this lineup. Again, they are scoring runs. They're the 12th. They have the 12th most runs in baseball, but we just need that consistency and that balance in order to not just win the division. That shouldn't be hard, but to actually compete in the playoffs. What do you think about this approach? I know I'm going to get some very drastic responses here. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on Twitter at Lenzy2108, or let me know on YouTube, Musings from Twins Territory.